Hey guys, it's Edie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Hope you're all doing well. And today's reading vlog, we're going to be carrying on the series that I haven't finished yet and trying to finish a series of some book series, hopefully. I think I've done one of these videos before, I might have done more, I don't really know. But essentially I've got books in series, the next ones in the series that I haven't read, and I'm going to read those ones in this reading vlog. And I've chosen three. I've chosen a dark romance, a romance, and a fantasy, just to mix it up so they're not all the same genre as well. So the dark romance book that I've picked is Scarred by Emily McIntyre, and this is a fairy tale retelling because this is the second book in, I believe it's called the Never After series. And the first book was like a Peter Pan almost retelling. Is this one maybe, I think it might be some sort of maybe Lion King retelling somehow, I think. And it's basically the villain gets a girl, so Scar gets a girl, I believe, if I remember correctly. I don't really know much else about this, but I really did enjoy Hooked. I think it gave it 4 stars, so it's a good book. Don't really remember much about it, but I did really enjoy it. I found it entertaining, so I'm very intrigued about this one. The romance book I have picked is A False Start by Elsie Silver, and this is on my August TBR, so I'm very much wanting to get my TBR done in August. Probably won't happen, I haven't done it once this year, but I'm hoping to. And this is the final book in the, what's it called, Ruby Creek series, or Gold Rush Ranch series it is. And it follows, who does it follow? Nadia and, is it like best friend's little sister or best friend's sister or something like that, if I remember correctly. It does say, yeah, best friend's little sister. And I'm very excited about this because this is, well, I'm excited but then sad at the same time because this is my last Elsie Silver book I have left of her backlist, whatever you want to call it, to read. And then once I finish this, I don't have any more Elsie Silver books to read. Well, I have them all, but ones that I haven't read until, is it Wildcard comes out end of this year. But I'm very excited about this because I just love Elsie Silver and her writing so much. And the fantasy book I have got is Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Meyer? I think that's how you pronounce it, I'm not really sure. But this is the third book in, I don't know what the series is called, but the first book is Assistant to the Villain. And oh my god, I have never laughed at a fantasy book like that one. It was just so funny and I love it so much. And then I read the second book, loved it even more. And this book basically follows Evie, who ends up becoming the assistant to the villain. And then she turns into the second book, which is called Accomplice to the Villain, into an accomplice. She takes on more of a role in the crimes. And then, no, assistant, no, what's the second book? Because this is Accomplice. So the second book is Apprentice, not Accomplice. I don't know which I was saying, but she takes on more of a role in the crimes, like I said in the second book. And this one, I assume she takes more of a role in the crimes. But this is more of like a low-stake fantasy, and it's just so much fun. Like the little frog, Kingsley, is that the frog's name? I think it is. But just, oh my god, he holds up these little signs, and it is just the funniest thing ever. So I'm very excited for this one. This is one of my anticipated reads of the year. But one thing I will say, it looks like quite a short book, but when you get into it, the writing is tiny. And one thing I love about this book is the map. I just find the map so funny because it's drawn on and things, and it's just, oh, I'm so excited for this. I'm not going to start reading any of these today because I'm still currently finishing Bourbon and Lies, which is in the reading vlog before this one. But I wanted to get this filmed today because I'm hoping to finish that one tonight and then start, I'm probably going to read Scarred first and then start it tomorrow, but I won't have time to film tomorrow because I'm going to Bookfest up in London, and oh, I'm so excited about that as well, sidetrack, but I just thought I'd film this now so then it's ready. So like I said, I'm probably going to pick up this book first, but I'm just going to pick it up tomorrow because if I remember correctly, is it on Kindle Unlimited? I have a feeling it is. And I don't really want to take a paperback up tomorrow because I'm going to probably be getting loads of books, loads of I don't know, goodies. I've never been to Bookfest, so I don't really know what to expect. But I don't want to carry around as little books as I have to, really. So I'm going to probably, hopefully, if it's on Kindle Unlimited, download it on there. Probably going to start it tomorrow, and I might come back once I get back from Bookfest or the day after, whenever I maybe roughly halfway through this book with like a little update and like how I feel about it. It's like, I want to say 3 or 4 days later after I filmed the last clip, and I'm about 40% of the way through the book. I'll put it up on the screen there, but it's Scarred by Emily McIntyre, and I'm not loving it, really, to be honest. And basically this book follows Sarah, and it follows I can't say that name, Tristan, I think that's how you say name. And it's like, takes place in like, I guess you could say it's like a Bridgerton time, that sort of like time, I believe, like 1800s, I want to say. Sarah, let's call her Sarah or Sarah, however you say the name, she is being like set up to marry the king, and Tristan there we go, Tristan is the king's younger brother, and the romance is going to be between them. Nothing's really happened between them yet. She hasn't even gotten close to marrying the king yet, and I fear I don't particularly like this book. Like, I don't know, I'm just not vibing with it, and I feel like I've seen, is this a lot of people's favourite one from the series? I don't know, but it's not it for me, I'm afraid. Like, I'm just not connecting to the characters. Like, the storyline, it's all right. It's not a favourite. It's not anything outstanding to me. And I'm feeling like I'm reading it and then wanting to put it back down again, and picking it up, putting it back down again. And I can't consistently sit there and read it. And I feel like that's why it's taken me so long to read it, because I've been reading it for 3 days, I believe, so far. And usually a book of that length, I can read probably like in 2 days, maybe even finish it in 3 days. But I'm only 40% of the way through, and I've been reading it for 3 days. So maybe that is a sign. But then I have been working, but I've had plenty of time to read my book as well, so that shouldn't be a factor. I'm just not connecting to the characters either. I don't know, there's just something about them that, I don't know, I just can't quite get into their story and believe their like chemistry and see it going on. I just don't see it at the moment, at least. I might change my mind, but that is what I think. And like I said, it's not a Disney retelling of like Lion King, but it's kind of inspired by why it's called Scar. The Tristan, there we go, I got it first time. He supposedly has this scar on his face. Everyone's scared of him, and yeah. So it's kind of inspired by that, you could say. And I thought I was really going to love it because of that, because I really do love The Lion King. But even though it is kind of inspired, and you can tell there's like elements of hints of it being inspired by that, by the characters, I'm just not connecting with the storyline. I don't know if it's because it's like a would you call it a period like book, or books set in the 1800s. Maybe it's something to do with that. But then fantasy books, well, they're very different. But fantasy books aren't very modern time unless you get one that is. And a lot of the ones that I do read aren't. And I love them. So I don't think it's because it's set in like the 1800s. But I don't know. I think it is sitting at a 2 stars, I feel like. And I feel like I can't really remember too much as what has happened. Like when I put it down and I pick it back up again, I'm like, what just happened? So that is my feelings. Not as positive as I hoped they were going to be, but it could be worse. But when I did pick it up reading it today when I got home from work, I was like, oh, I really don't want to read this. I want to read a different book. And I think that's because I've been reading it for 3 days and it's not capturing my attention. My attention span is like 0 to nothing. So I need a book that if I'm going to read a book for quite a long period of time, for quite a few days, I need it to capture my attention. I need to be loving it. I need to be like kicking and giggling my feet and entertained, and do you know what I mean? But this book isn't doing that. So I feel like that's why my attention span isn't as great as it was be when I'm reading like other books. And now I'm thinking, reading the second book in this series, should I even read the other books in the series? Because the first book I gave 4 stars. Can't really remember too much about it. And I think that was more of a mafia sort of vibe. criminal sort of vibe, if I remember correctly. So I think that's why I liked it more than this one. So maybe I will carry on reading it. If you have read the rest of the series, the Never After series by Emily McIntyre, let me know what you think about it. But like I said, I feel like this one might be a lot of people's favourites. Maybe I'm saying all this and I'm gonna change my mind, but I don't see myself going from like a 2 stars all the way up to a 4 stars in like 60%. I just don't see that happening with how I'm feeling about the book right now. So I am going to carry on reading the book, and I should be able to like read a good chunk of the rest of it tonight, finish it tomorrow, hopefully when I get back from work, if I get back on time, and then hopefully I can start the next book. And I'm really thinking I want to pick up, is it Accomplice? The next one's called, I want to say, yeah. Accomplice to the Villain, because I don't know, I just really want to read that book, because the first 2 books in the series have made me laugh so much. And I feel like I just need that right now. I need a good laugh out loud book, and I feel like that's going to deliver. Hopefully. I'm saying this now, and I might be completely wrong and really just like that book as well, but I guess we'll find out in the rest of this video. But yeah, that is roughly that is what I'm feeling about Scarred by Emily McIntyre at the moment. So I've now finished Scarred by Emily McIntyre, and I still feel exactly the same way as I did yesterday when I done my halfway through check-in. Like, I just think this book isn't for me, and one of the reasons, I figured it out while I was reading the last half of why I didn't feel as connected to the characters, didn't see their chemistry, didn't connect to storyline. And I feel like it's because even though this book is set in 1910s, I want to say it is, or something like that, it reads very modern. Like, the way they speak, it's just not written like a book that is like set in that time period. And I don't know if that is the reason why I didn't feel as connected. I have a feeling that might be, because it almost took me out the story a bit. Because I'll be thinking, oh, this is modern day. No, wait, it's not. It's 1910. So I feel like that messed with my brain a bit. And I just feel like also the pacing was off to me in this book. It just felt quite slow. Like, especially when I was halfway through this book, they hadn't really... Did they kiss? I think they kissed at that point, but it was just very slow and not in the slow burn sort of sense. It just was very slow paced. It didn't get paced right for me, and I didn't like that part of it as well. And I ended up going to give this book a 2 stars because it's not quite 1 star. I always say 1 star is I definitely should not have read this book. I don't feel like I felt like a very, very strong need to DNF this book, but I just didn't like it. So now I've read the first book. The second book I want to read in this reading vlog is Accomplice to the Villain. I can't say that word today. Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, and I'm very, very excited about this. And I think I kind of explained the premise of the first book in this series, and I'm very, very, like I keep saying, excited about this because this is a new release and it's been on my radar since it's been announced. Well, since before it's been announced, because I always knew there was going to be another book, and I just can't wait to dive into this book, into this world again, see Evie and the villain and Kingsley the Frog. Oh, I'm just so beyond excited. And also I got my nails done, and they're really cute, like baby pink colour. I actually really like it because I was like, I really wanted to, when I went in there, I wanted to get this like almost bright blue electric sort of colour, and then the like blues weren't like that sort of vibe. So I ended up going for this, which is not what I thought I was going to get, but I still love it all the same. But I really wish I could get nail art, but my work doesn't allow nail art, which is really, really sad. You're allowed nail art at Christmas, but it's just not throughout the rest of the year. So you just have to stick with plain nails, but they're very cute. I haven't had my nails done in ages, but I don't think I talked about Bookfest on this video, because I think I did mention it at the beginning of this video. Let me just say, it was a disaster. And that morning I went and got my nails done because I had to pay for parking at the train station all day. So I was like, I might as well go down to the town all day, get my nails done, then go to Bookfest. It started out well, getting my nails done, and then it just went pretty much downhill after that. But I literally got, I don't know if I said this earlier, but I got 1 bookmark, which was a Shatter Me book, well, the Watch Me bookmark by Tara Maffey, that bookmark, or that book's bookmark. And I got a Fearless by Lauren Roberts tote bag that literally got thrown into the crowd, and I got it. And other than that, I got nothing, because I don't know if I said this, I went to get Riding the Line by Emma Lucy, which is the second book in the cowboy romance series, and I was so excited because I do have the arc on NetGalley, but I just wanted the physical arc, because I don't know, there's something about physical arc, even a physical book, that just hits different than like one on a Kindle. And I was like, I really want it. I'll go, let's see. Didn't get it. Stood in queue for 2 hours and got to the front, and there's pretty much bookmarks left, so that was just so much fun, wasn't it? Not, but yeah, I'm gonna pick this book up. As you can see, well, I haven't shown you yet, but let me show you. The writing is tiny, so it might take me longer than I anticipate to read this. Also, if you can hear like some like background noise, that is because my brother's right next door in the bedroom next to me in his room, playing on the Xbox with his friends, so it's quite muffled noise. I don't know if the camera's picking up on this, well, the mic on the camera, but if you can hear that, I'm sorry, but I'm not about to go tell him to be quiet, because not doing that. But anyway, like I said, I will come back to you guys once I am halfway through this book. I am now probably roughly halfway through Accomplice to the Villain, and I don't really know how to explain this because I don't want to spoil the first, like, second book, but it's essentially what I explained earlier in the video about Evie needing a job, needing to make more money because she's looking after her sister, and she ends up stumbling and working with the villain, and now in the third book she has become more of an accomplice, hence the title name in this book, and I am liking it. It's not bad. I'm probably going to say it's probably like a 3.5 to 4 stars at the moment, but I don't know, it's just not feeling the same as the first 2 books for me. I don't know what it is, but it's taken me 3 days, that's for 3 days, to read 175 pages, and for me that is quite low number. I have been working, but I still have plenty of time to read. But then again, I don't know if you can see how tiny the writing is, this book. And this book is only 350 pages long, so I should be able to read it in like at least 3 days, but it's just taken me a while to get like reading it and get into the story again. But there's been so many times where I've been laughing out loud, like kicking, giggling my feet, and it's just so fun being back in this world, because this is just such like a funny like fantasy book, like the things that happen, the way like Evie and the villain like bicker and argue, and how the villain is so moody all the time, but then as soon as he sees Evie he's like, ooh, oh, do you know what I mean? It's just so fun, and this book never fails to make me laugh. And Kingsley in this book is just as great as ever. There's things going on with him, and there's things going on with the villain, which I'm very intrigued about, very intrigued to see how it's gonna carry on and progress. But the more I get into it, the more I'm really liking the book again and getting back into the world. I'd say it is not, I don't know if you call it slow, but because it took me a while to read the first couple chapters and like the first half of the book, I feel like that's why it feels a bit slow for me. But like I said, I'm really liking it, enjoying it. It's a good book, between 3.5, 4 stars, and I'm very much enjoying my time while reading it. So I'm probably just going to come back now once I finish this book, because my camera is literally about to die because it has no battery left. So I actually did finish it last night, but I didn't really want to film any of my updates last night, so I'm filming it this morning, and oh my god. Also, if you can hear noise in the background, it's because my window's open. It needs to be open because it's like 30 odd degrees and my room is in a converted loft, and if you know, you know, it gets even hotter in converted lofts. So that is why it's open. So if you can hear birds chirping, excuse them. But I ended up settling on a 4.5 stars for this book, because I know I said in halfway check-in it was either 3.75, 4 stars, but this book literally just kept getting better and better as it go on, especially the last like 50 odd pages. The amount of twists and turns, and the last line in this book, I am intrigued. I need the 4th book now, because I believe the 4th book will be the last, because it says, this is not spoilers, it just says after the last line, it says, the end until we meet again, one final time, hopefully. You never know with these, some, not nincompoops. Is that what it says, nincompoops? So, in saying there's going to be a 4th book, but there possibly could be more books if it comes to it. And the way it ended, like, I need the 4th book now. Like, everything that went on between Evie and the villain, the things that got revealed and happened for them, and like, oh, it was just phenomenal. And what I also loved about this one, like the love confessions, was just everything, and it was just like perfection of how it handled and the romance, and oh, I just devoured the end of this book. But one thing I will say, like I think I said in the halfway through check-in, it was very slow at first. It took me a while to get back into this world, and I don't really know why, because by the end of it I loved the book. So maybe it's just, it was a bit slow at first and there wasn't too much happening, maybe. And I think maybe I was getting a bit confused because it just kept changing like characters but perspective so many times, because you get Kingsley's point of view, you get the villain, you get Evie, you get Gideon, you get Claire, you get, there's like 5+ point of views, so it's a lot of point of views, but I do love it. But one thing I will say, this series isn't in first person, it's all told in third person, so you don't get like their inner monologues and thoughts, but it's still really good, it's still really fun. Like, and this book series just never fails to make me laugh. Like, I laughed out loud so many times while reading this book, and I think that's just why I love this book so much, because I'm realised I'm not really the biggest fan of like cozy fantasy, and I would say this is like a cozy fantasy, but I think because this one is just so funny and laugh out loud, this makes it for me because of how funny it is. But I feel like that is everything that I felt about this book, and I 100% would recommend this series because it's just so much fun. And if you haven't read it, get it on your TBR because it is just so good. So the final book I'm picking up in this reading vlog is A Full Start by Elsie Silver. I'm very excited about this one because this is my last Elsie Silver book that I haven't read that's been published to this date, but also kind of sad at the same time. And I believe this is like a brother's best friend, or best friend's little sister. And I'm just really excited. I am, because I do love Elsie Silver's work and writing and just everything she pours into like her books. I just like gravitate towards. I don't know what it is. I just love them so much. And this is the last book in the what's it called? Gold Rush Ranch. I always struggle saying this. Gold Rush Ranch series. There we go. I just need to say it slowly and not try and speak it. That's not even the thing, but I'm gonna read this. I'm probably gonna listen to most of this on audiobook, because I assume this is gonna be on Spotify audio, like your free listening hours. So I'm probably going to read it on there because I've got quite a few things to do. I've got loads of clothes I want to upload to Vinted, so, and I really need to get that done, so I want to do that. So I'm probably just, I might start reading the first couple chapters to get myself into the story, and then I'm probably going to listen to it on audiobook. So I'm probably going to come back to you guys when I'm halfway through this book with a little update for you guys. It's now the next morning and I am over halfway through this book. I'm on page 202, chapter 23, and oh my god, I am absolutely loving this, because I said yesterday I was going to listen to it all on audiobook because I had things to do. I did not pick it up on audiobook, I just literally sat yesterday and read it, and I literally probably could have read it all in one day yesterday, but I was in bed and I got to halfway. I was like, I really need to stop because I want to film my halfway through check-in, and so I stopped. So I'm filming my halfway through check-in now, and this book basically follows Nadia and Griffin. Nadia, a few years previously, has come to Canada from, is it Romania, I want to say, because her parents have, her parents died and she got placed with family in Romania because that's where she born, she grew up there. And as soon as she turned 18, she moved to Canada to be with her brother, because her brother's moved away when he was like 18, went to uni or college in Canada and never came back basically. And there's some traumatic things happened in her past between her and her dad specifically, and she's basically working at like the veterinary clinic on Gold Rush Ranch and helps Mira, which is her older brother's partner, who is a vet for the Gold Rush Ranch, like veterinary, and that's what basically what she wants to do. She wants to become a vet. And Griffin sold his place at the Gold Rush Ranch area to his best friend, which is Nadia's older brother, Stefan. So that's where the connection is. Stefan and Griffin are best friends, and Nadia is Stefan's younger sister. I feel like I'm making this more confusing than it should sound, or than I'm explaining. And basically 2 years previously, Nadia's in the bar in the small town, and she's in the men's bathroom making out with this like random guy, and in walks Griffin. Well, she doesn't know it's Griffin, she doesn't really know who it is, and he's like, they're sitting on the sinks, he's like, move, and the guy she's making out with gets out, goes out the bathroom, and she's like, I'm not moving, and basically he ends up making out with Nadia. So Nadia and Griffin end up making out for a bit, and then he turns around and kind of just leaves, and then like 2 years later she finds out, oh, it was Griffin, her brother's best friend, and he is very much a moody guy. He like grunts in response, he doesn't really like to speak, he has like some past trauma, you could say. He has some issues that haven't really, it's kind of been said, but it hasn't properly been delved into yet. And there's this big thing going on in Griffin's mind, because they've kind of had this like little like fuck it moment in the past couple of chapters, which is, oh my god, when he said that I was like ah. But he's very conflicted, because he's starting to realise he really does like Nadia, but he doesn't want to betray his best friend. So he's very much like, it's on his mind, he's like constantly always thinking about it, and he is much older. I think there's like 14-year age gap between them, if I remember correctly, because is she 21 and I believe he's like 35, I want to say, it's something like that if I remember. But also because Griffin doesn't live in on the farm or in the small town anymore, he lives up in the mountains. He's come down to the small town, to the ranch for the summer, because one of the other characters from this series, Billy, which is the first book in this series, is now pregnant with twins, and she is like bedbound, can't really do anything, and he's basically come to help out, and he's basically also having to give riding lessons to Nadia. It is just so much fun, and like I said yesterday, I literally could not put this down. It was so good. Like, the way it was making me laugh, the way it was making kick and giggle and all those feelings. And the way the characters have so much like complexity, and they have so much depth. And I feel like, especially with Griffin, there's so much still more to dive into about his story and his past, because it's been brought up a few times. He used to be this like really famous like American football player, I believe, and then I believe he had some sort of injury, and it kind of just went downhill from then for him. And basically when he was this amazing football player, he was the town's like golden boy, because he made it big, he left the town, do you know what I mean? And ever since his injury it's just gone downhill, and there's definitely more to dive into with that, I feel like. I'm just really liking the characters, and I could just really see their chemistry on page, like how much the tension is there, but especially because they're like, I get not forbidden, but they've got that like thing in their mind about, oh, her brother, his best friend, they don't want to like ruin it for him and things like that, so they've got that sort of going for them, so you guess it could kind of be forbidden. And it's definitely like Grumpy Sunshine, because she is very much sunshine, he is very much grumpy, and he is very, but I feel like he is very much sunshine for her, because she'd be like rambling on, and he's very much like a no emotions guy, you could also say as well, and then he'd just burst into laughter. And it's the funniest thing ever. I don't know if I said this, but I feel like this is definitely sitting at roughly maybe a 4.5 stars. And depending on how it ends, it could be a 5 stars, I feel like. But that also, like I said, depends on how it ends. Depends if there's like some sort of third act breakup conflict. And it depends the reasons for that. Because I'm very much like, there's got to be good reasons. Like if it's miscommunications, no. Do not like that, so I'm probably just going to carry on reading it now and come back with my final thoughts and feelings on this book. It's now literally like a couple hours later, and I have finished this book, and oh my god, this was just so good. 5 stars, like It was just phenomenal. Like, I think I've said this already in this video, but I want to say again that I've been putting off this book for so long, because once I had finished this book, that means I'm now up to date with Elsie Silver's books that she has released. And before I read it, that was kind of like a sad thought, because I was like, I love having the idea of having an Elsie Silver book on my TBR because I love her writing, but I'm telling you now, I should have read it sooner because of how much I absolutely loved this book. Like, I had the time of my life from start to end, and when I did pick it up, I couldn't put it back down again. I just kept reading and reading. And the one thing I think I remember about this book is like all the things Griffin done for Nadia, like throughout the whole book. Like, he is like a very grumpy man, but you can just tell how down bad he is for her, and I just love that about that. And I remember in the halfway check-in I said all about the third act breakup conflict, but I actually really liked it. You could tell they were making decisions and they were just very mature about it, about how they handled it, because they both realised each other and themselves need time apart to grow and heal themselves from like past traumas, past things they're dealing, like things they've dealt with, things that are dealing with at the moment as well. And they just need to be by themselves and become a better version of themselves to be together. And it was just so cute to see it. And then when they came back together at the end, what Griffin done for her had me like sobbing. And I didn't see that coming at all, but when I think about it and look back, I'm like, that makes total sense that Griffin would do that. Like, that is just his character to a T, what he done for her. And it was just perfection. And then I also read the extended like epilogue like bonus thing, and I got that from Elsie Silver's website, and it was just such a wholesome scene, because it was basically every single couple from this series, and it was basically them and their kids, and they were on this holiday, and it was just so sweet to see, and it just really warmed my heart and made me happy, because it was just like the perfect ending to the series. But if you've read Chestnut Springs and haven't read this book or this series, well, this series in general, you should definitely read it, because one, I don't think, well, it's a good series, but I like Chestnut Springs more, but it's still really good. But to me, it kept getting better and better. Like, the last book is my favourite, and my least favourite in the first book, and it basically goes from there. Like, each book got better as it went, as I read the next. Does that make sense? I think I'm making it more complicated than it should be, but it was just really good. And like, because Elsie Silver's new series she's coming out, I believe it's going to come out next year, it takes place in Emerald Lake, which Nadia, when she goes to what's it called, college, to become like a vet, that is where she goes to do her like thing for college to become a vet basically, and that's when the new series is taking place. So I'm thinking, are we going to get some crossovers from maybe when Nadia was there, because it does mention she does make friends, and she does get asked out by guys, but she rejects it obviously. But I'm very interested to see if any of those people are to do with her in this small town. I think there's also other connections to other characters in Elsie Silver's series. I think, does Jasper have something to do with that town, I want to say, or something like that, but I'm very intrigued to see if she will be brought up in that series, because she does have a link to that town. That's what I'm saying. So that is it for today's reading vlog. I'm just going to go over each book and what I rated them. So the first book I picked up was Scarred by Emily McIntyre. I gave this book 2 stars. Then I picked up Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer, and I gave that 4.5 stars. And then finally I picked up A False Start by Elsie Silver, and I gave this 5 stars. So quite good, if I'm being honest, because it got, even though it started off quite bad with a 2-star read, I did have a 4.5 and a 5-star reads, which are very good ratings, so I can't be complaining. If you did like this video, do give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, do subscribe so you can see more videos from me. And like always, all my other social medias are all linked in the description below, and I'll see you next time. Bye!